after taking some photos as usual by accident, I think I'm ready to go. Ooh, as far as I know, this road will take me through to Ryedale and Malton, which I've suddenly got a bit of a fascination with seeing this Ryedale place. Which it cropped up on the Nostalgic North Riding Facebook, but it's a very old, like medieval manor house built on a ridge, which is actually in itself geologically interesting because it's a glacial moraine. So that's one of my favourite topics anyway. And gypsies, proper ones, sort of. And anyway, they seem fairly quiet. That's a dead end there. All right, this is the. You could have come onto this road from Middleton, but I decided to cut back because it's awkward turning that one off the main road, right turn on a acute angle. So I think we go this way a bit. We may actually see a sign for it, but I don't know. If not, I'm heading vaguely for Marton. And then I turn left. I think you've got like two routes towards Marton. I did look at it before I set off, but yesterday, so it's all gone a bit hazy. What's this road here? Is this a road? Another passing place, possibly. Where's he going? There isn't really any need for me to pull in the passing places, but this is all very low-lying land down here, which, see the ditches. This, if it wasn't for the assisted drainage, it would all be practically a lake, really. A lot of the roads down here are considered cars, or have car in their name, which is like an area which flooded. I think we take a left here, or do we? No, that's a dead end, so we don't go that way. In fact, I can see this ridge up ahead. That's the moraine. It's like a lateral moraine from ice on this side of the hill, presumably. It's a bit unclear. I mean, the ice was moving, but you might think, oh, it'd be coming down off the moors or something like that, but that's not the case. The high ground, or the greater mass of ice sheet was in the North Sea and sort of originated in Norway, Scandinavia. Although it was all just one great mass of ice, perhaps hundreds of feet thick. So here we are climbing up onto the moraine. It's not a steep hill, but considering this would have been like an island, you see, in among a boggy, marshy area. A very different soil type. Yeah, I actually sort of drove along here on Google. Yeah, the railway lines there, which is quite surprising that they've used this. Ah, here we are at Ryedale. I saw that as well on my. Again, it's quite surprising how we're still climbing. And then, what a nice view. I've never been along here in my life. But one of the photos I've seen showed a pad being built here, and I wonder if it was gas. I think this could be it. I don't know. It may have just been a silage bale pad or something. I don't know. No, it maybe wasn't there. Rig and furrow on there, look. Very ancient ploughed area. They ploughed that when they couldn't plough lower down because it was too marshy. And you can also see over to the right there's another quite pronounced hill. That'd be, I think that's Great Headstone. Great Headstone. Let's just have a little stop here. Oh, it's a muck heap. But anyway, there's some crops still to harvest there. The hill over there, definitely Great Headstone. I think it is. Must be. There's another one further along. They're quite strange. They're all glacial features. Little mounds of debris left by there. Is that? Oh, it's oats there. Look. You don't see that very often. I wonder if he's got oats in this next field as well. See, oats were much. Oh, sorry. Are much more widely grown in the past, but then oh, that's just barley in there. It's just barely in the straw. But oats are more wide. Oh, you can see well the Kirby Misperton flamingo land. But oats were widely grown in the past, and they used to use like binders and things, so they could cut them and then they could continue to ripen. But this is the old house, the Ryedale Hall, you see. And there was like some ruins remain. I assume there still is some ruins remaining. It's a 1632. Nice gates. Somebody there, it's only a gardener or something. I don't think they use this gate very much. Let's just have a proper look. Nice old trees. Oh, there is still some ruins there, look. Two or three very large trees. They've more or less rebuilt the house in very traditional looking style. But what a nice location. Yes, it's one of those places that's got a sort of innate appeal. I tend to feel this quite strongly sometimes. It's like in Ireland there are places that are like fairy glens and things. I'm quite taken aback how well you can see flamingo land. And then at this final gate, south gate I suppose, there's quite a good sized pond here, which is actually almost rude not to stop and have a look at when you come all this way just to see it, more or less. Also, another view of the house through the gate, presumably. Nice willow. Not much of a view of the house. There's a sort of gateway with cameras. But there's a proper driveway through there grown with grass. These are relatively modern, not very strong arches. Very icky water. It's got quite a small pond. Yeah, that was interesting to see, but not as... I think you'd see more in the winter when there wasn't so many trees in leaf. Oh, someone's just dumped a whole lot of cans out. Charming. And then, see, I'm surprised how high you are. You're almost as high as being up on the walls. In fact, I don't think that high ground on the far side of Morton is much higher. On the Google Earth, you could drive along here, Street View, and it looked like the fence was on its last legs, and it really was. Has this chap coming up here with a fucking big trailer? Look at them bales, Jesus. They're doing some, looks like silage further over. Now then, where do these roads go? Oh, I see, you can go to Martin. Yeah, I see where that goes to. We'll go this way. Yeah, I recognise the farm on the hilltop to the right. There's a complete maze of little roads through Ryedale, and quite poorly signposted. And when it's not poorly signposted, it's not always all that clear which village you're going to, because some of them are... Well, they are villages, but they're only really small villages, you know. Where are we now? What's this road? I don't... Oh, I see where we are. Do you know, I didn't realise that's Normanby there. Right. Ooh. That was a real surprise. No, I thought... Well, Martin's just a bit further on. I thought we were going to come out in Martin. Well, I would have done if I carried on that other road. I wonder why they've got loads of soil in there. That's unusual. I think he's got brakes coming on. That river's infested with Himalayan balsam. It's actually surprisingly deep. If you go over that bank, there's initially a drop down to about this level, but then the river is another 10 or 12 feet lower down in a great, and then it's the water itself is 2 or 3, at least 2 or 3 feet deep. Climb up and over the embankment. It's quite. It doesn't look it at the moment, but it's quite. Oh, look how low the water is. Quite. Usually, it's quite a sizable river. Because it doesn't have a vast amount of fall, it sort of level with them banks and up and onto the top for weeks and end in the winter. I'm just trying to think if that river there, does that include the flow from Rosedale? It's the Severn. I should look it up when I get back. I mean, I should know this, shouldn't I? But it's just amazing how low the level was. Butterwick Bridge has a weight limit on it. I just saw the sign about that. There was no sign that Butterwick was that way. I'm not sure this doesn't also go to Salton. I really don't know. Usually there's an alternative way. And it's quite, that whole idea is you get a little bit lost. It's so weird when you come across a place like that you've never seen before in your life, and yet I'll probably find out to know exactly where it is. That looks like a photo there to me. Look at the sheep nail in front of it. Even the clouds behind are nice. I don't even need to get off the bike. I don't know where we're pointing north though. Yeah, you can see why that's quite an old church, I should think, because this is another of those little places with a mound. I'll come to this and I'll say, oh yeah, of course it is, because I know we're heading back towards. We're actually heading almost north here now. Certainly not, and I'll know this place when I get to it. We aren't going to come out at not Womble, near Wombleton. Yeah, so this is Salton. Oh, I was looking to go to. I wanted to go to Salton. That looks like a railway building. What a nice village green and tree. Great Edston. Oh, that's where I want to go. Look. Great Edston, Welburn, Normanby, no. Great Edston, yes. Welburn, yes. Another little bridge. Oh, this is Salton Culvert. Salton Culvert, which runs into the river just there. It's got like a closing valve on the end. It sounds a bit grand, but it's just a flap, so that when the river is higher than the drain, it can't go up. It can't flow inwards. Obviously, eventually, the water starts to back up, in which case they can pump it if they have to. But you might go for a week or more, and then, but hopefully in that time the river starts to fall again. Because that's the normal pattern. You get 2 or 3 high points in the winter and enough low points between for things to drain down again. That's quite a nice barn conversion. Not quite finished. Looks like work is not progressing. Looks like it's been stopped for a while. An ambitious barn conversion. There's been a couple of problems obviously lately, in the COVID certainly, but secondarily difficulties getting materials, although I think that's been a little bit overplayed, but certainly the cost of them has gone up quite a lot. And consequently some projects may have become economically challenging. We're definitely heading vaguely back towards the moors. I can see heather ahead. Not purple heather particularly, but browny purple heather. Aspen. Oh, there's Great Edston. Yeah, I see where we are now. If I wanted to go to Welburn, I probably should have gone, taken that left turn, which again was not signed. That's definitely Great Edston. That's another quite nice place, like, and one of these like hilltop villages. Church. Church of St. Michael and all angels. Quite nice new houses there, aren't there? 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at his Michaelmas daisies. Absolute monsters. Someone else. What are they actually doing? Oh, it's I see. It's spread. They've spread the probably third cut out. They've got a rake and a forager. And the pit there in the yard, you can actually see it. Got milking cows there. It's a very grand, spacious looking farm setup. With good access, good road access. They all look like effort. Oh. Couldn't find first gear. I thought I was a gear lower than I was, that's the point. He's actually drilling there, combi drill. Very slowly. Rolling. It's going to rain tomorrow, so that could be very ideal, really. I have recorded in this place before, but every time you come it's a little bit different. It's been quite a dry summer, so there have been very few occasions when the water's come down this channel, which is the main river bed, because this is it the River Severn comes down Farndale, isn't it? Oh, the Dove comes down Farndale through Douthwaite Dale, and then it goes underground and rather sort of creepily comes out here through a dark cavern where you may just be able to go in there and not go up with your head under, but I wouldn't bet on it. It's quite low at the moment. In the winter it surges out its brown peaty water. It looks really sinister. And you wouldn't want to stand here then either, because it can come down both ways. It's quite a sizable river. It doesn't look that much coming out of there, but you see it lower down. But you'd struggle to walk through it with boots on. You need wellies. There's something quite appealing about how the ivy hangs down in the water. But the rest of the story, if you can call it that, it's like a limestone, so
it's believed to have started doing this at the end of the last ice age, where much larger volumes of water managed to create relatively large cracks and make them wider and bigger in the limestone than the current river could probably do. And while it's underground, more or less under the road, which is just above this bank, it meets up with a beck from Huttonley Hole, which similarly goes underground. And for a long time no one was really sure where that ever came out. It was sort of suspected it came in here, and I did some tests with dye, and it's been shown to come out here about 2 hours later or something. But you can get up through there with wetsuits and things on. And also there's another opening up the bank where they did a little bit of investigation and managed to make a ladder. You can go down the ladder, and there's quite a large chamber inside, but you can't get very far upstream at all, just a few yards really. But from Hutton Beck they have managed to get down into like a maze of passageways. It's quite remarkable. There's some, most of them are dry or not got water flowing in them. And they still haven't actually found where it links up with this, but they've found an extraordinary range of caverns with dead ends and full of rocks and all sorts of things like that. Nothing really very exciting, but interesting nonetheless.